Okay, today is June the 11th, 2017, and right now at 10 p.m. we have a temperature of 57 degrees in the foothills of Los Angeles. We have a relative humidity of 66%. The dew point is 48 degrees, and the barometer is actually on the rise right now. We're at 29.90 inches. Now, at about noontime today, we had 29.87 inches, despite the fact that this surface to upper level low pressure system is moving in a southerly direction, sort of in a southeast direction towards Southern California. And so we would expect to see the barometers dropping with this situation right here. This is a gigantic surface to upper level low pressure system. And we actually have rain. Let's take a look at the Doppler map real quick. We actually have rain and snow right here. This is the snow in the High Sierra all through the Northern California area. Up here in Nevada, we have a transmitter, an X-rad transmitter right here in the area of Rixey, Nevada, chopping up the rain and the snow pattern. Take a look at these straight edges right here. There must be an X-rad microwave right here, right along the Highway 80. You can see how that's breaking up the snow and the rain pattern. Those Dopplers are dual function. They're marketed as advanced weather radars, but they actually work in nefarious ways. We can see that they can put out high power and chop up the rain pattern. And that's exactly what we saw off of the California coast this last season. Look at this straight edge right here. Okay, so meantime, Southern California is zero rain. And believe it or not, we have a forecast by Thursday and Friday of this of this week for 90 plus degree weather in Southern California. And look at this. We should be having rain through the entire state. This is a surface to upper level low pressure system. This is being blockaded. We can see the channel right there, which is separating this weather system from the incoming. We've got a low pressure system way up here. You can see the rotation. Let's go to the big map here. We can see this is probably a gale. I don't have the surface analysis map, but we can see the counterclockwise rotation. And there is a transmitter working on the center of that. There's very little rotation right in the very center. But what they've got here is a blockade engineered to separate this system from this upper level low right here. So today in Los Angeles, we had windy conditions, breezy, cool. It was very nice. We had beautiful rain clouds all over the mountains. It looked like it was going to rain in the mountain areas. And I've got some video of some thunderheads being superheated over the San Gabriel mountain range and the Santa Monica Mountains. And so we're not getting any rain because of the activity going on. We have a transmitter right on top of this system here, which is causing only half of a weather system to be visible. We can see the outline of that transmitter right here. And this is moving to the south in a southerly direction. And we should be getting rain. This should all be wrapping right around and right back into Southern California, right off the ocean. But that is evaporating. The transmitter here is evaporating the jet stream moisture, wrapping around. And that is very, very clear to see. Looking at the southwest water vapor map, we can see this upper level low actually moving down through the state. And here on the infrared map, we can see the depth of the water vapor. Here on the rainbow map. Looking at the This is the SSEC water vapor map, and we can really see the outline of this transmitter, which is following this surface to upper level low, preventing the moisture from making it into Southern California. We've got all this evaporation going on. That's what's happening right here. And of course, on the nightly news and the daily news in around the country, they don't show this detail. They don't show the satellite maps. Instead, we're treated to cartoon weather, cartoon animated weather maps, and none of this will be shown. And as I say, the forecast for beginning Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is for upper 80s and mid 90s weather, which is really, really hard to believe. So there's a reason why these stooges on TV won't show us these kind of maps, because people would figure out very quickly that there's something wrong. This is a huge weather system, and there's one right behind it with a giant frontal system. So we don't get to see the satellite maps on television. And so the people controlling our weather are engineering a heat wave by the end of this week towards Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll keep a close eye on that. Despite the fact that this low is moving down through the state. Let's look at the pressure maps here real quick. We have the surface map, which is full of squiggly lines over California. That's indicating the manipulation by that transmitter, which is following that low right through California. Look at all these squiggly lines. That's a mixture of high and low pressure. We've got a spike here. This is a mess. These isobars should be flowing just like glass. Look at this. These are nice, smooth lines. This is exactly what we should be seeing all through these maps. Now let's look at the 500 millibar map. We see the same thing. All these squiggly lines. That's the descending air from the transmitter intermixing with the cooler air. That's what generates these squiggly lines. Now here on the 300 millibar map, we see the same thing. This upper level low, we've got one right up here, right behind it. That's where we're seeing that channel, those transmitter generated channels separating these two weather systems. So we've got two upper level lows, mid and upper level lows, and zero rain for Southern California. So keep an eye on the thunderheads that are developing over the mountains, because if you watch them for about 5 minutes, you'll see that every single one of them that rises up is being targeted, and they implode, and they're unable to generate precipitation. Here once again is the Northeast Pacific map. You can see some thunderstorm activity down here near south of Hawaii, and these are being blown apart. We can see the blast pattern all the way around that. That's obvious to see. You can see the color change down here. Very good evidence down here. We can see the blast pattern, the shock wave right here on the east side. Superheated water vapor generating that blast wave, that shock wave. We've got high pressure installed down here to prevent this monsoonal moisture from moving north, getting mixed with this surface to upper level low right up here in Central California. Okay, so that's the situation. We have a small group of people controlling our weather.